So the newest game in town is that is a very, very powerful force in these markets is options trading and the 0 day to expiration, knowing these areas that options dealers will be hedging their options flow. Whereas the markets move into these areas, they have to hedge with the underlying product. So I don't claim to be an options expert. I use things, and my trading is always based on the most simplest things that I can do. I don't want to complicate things. So, I use these as support and resistance areas. That's how I look at them. I do know that options dealers, as the market moves from below into these, they're going to be hedging this way, right? So they have to hedge their positions with the futures. So that, if the market's moving into their positions, they have to sell futures. So that's all I need to know. I don't need to know the ins and outs and why they're doing it or how many positions they have. I just know by these GEX levels numbers and these 1 day maximum move type of thing. I know that dealers are heavily leveraged in these areas where they have to hedge with their positions. That's all I really need to know and know for the way I trade. But this area, just because I'm simplifying it, doesn't mean that it's not incredibly powerful information. So on a day like today, where the market was moving straight up all morning long, right from the get-go, if you're using a bar chart, you're just watching this kind of movement, and then why would you think it was going to stop there if you're looking at a candlestick chart? Well, you can't know that. There's nothing to know by looking at this. If I know this is the same area, now you have yourself an awesome edge area, a high probability area of this turning around. So not only are you not buying here, trying to catch a freight train, runaway freight train, thinking you're going to miss the boat, which most retail traders are always piling in at the very end of the move. Not only piling in when you know this is an area where it could falter, now you can actually take a short and catch a bigger move instead of trying to scalp out of this stuff, which most traders do because they don't have any information. Now you can say this is a huge area, this should lead to a bigger move, and now you have a high probability trade. So again, I don't complicate my trading trying to know all the whys of everything that's going on. All I know is these areas are, when the market moves into them from below, they're resistance areas. I add the other things that I use in my trading, and now I have an excellent edge and an expectation for a big move.